usually like the AV guy would actually assist. But for me, they won't. They purposely put the thing on reverse. So my turntable will go the other way.
Welcome to the One Day at a Time podcast, where we take things one day at a time. Today in the studio, we have DJ Tink.
Hello everybody, I'm DJ Tink.
Okay, maybe you can do a quick self-introduction.
I've been a DJ for the past 13 years, and also I have been the DJ on the NDP 2022, the first DJ ever to appear on NDP. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, NDP 2022, like at the live.
Yeah.
How come I never see you?
How come you're interviewing
Or
me
maybe
and
I
then you
forgot.
don't know about all this?
NDP 2022 was live already, right?
It was the first NDP since COVID.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
It's the one that the guy cry one, right? There's this guy very famous, he on Mothership, whatever, then he cry patriotic or you were there. How come you don't know? Okay, so you've been a DJ for like more than 10, 13 years lah. How did you get into DJing?
So basically, I've always been a musician since I was 6 years old. I'm into the whole performing arts, speech and drama. You know, I'm an investment my mother made. So when I was studying my music degree actually, and I was in music technology, and I just got very curious. It was really out of curiosity that I went into DJing. I went to a club one day and I'm like, hey, this guy, quite cool.
Okay.
Let me go and know what's this all about? Like, how can you be mixing live music? Because I'm a live musician. It's a very whoa, what's going on? How can you play song after song after song and you don't need sound check, you know, that kind of thing. So I went to look up on it, and that's how I got into it.
That was 13 years ago.
Yes.
You have a degree. I didn't know you have a degree in music. From where? Like what?
Goldsmith. So I have a bachelor.
Oh my god, you have a degree from Goldsmith in music. I didn't know that. Okay.
I'm not just a DJ, okay?
So you went to Goldsmith in London?
No. Actually, I studied in Singapore. LaSalle was, yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so you were a musician before you were a DJ.
Musician for very long as well.
That's quite interesting because a lot of other DJs that I know, they become DJs because they like music, but they don't have like the music background or whatsoever. So like they go and learn DJing and stuff, right? So what made you decide to pursue being a DJ as a career after you saw that DJ and you thought it was cool? then what happened to make you want?
Okay, so I have very, very severe stage fright, like super bad. And it's got so bad that I couldn't even stand on stage with the mic in my hand. Like my hand was and I hated myself for it. Like, you know, like you love to perform, you love to sing, you love to write and everything. But every time you envision yourself in the toilet, right? Like, oh, I can do this, I can do that. But then when you're on the stage and you can't, it's very frustrating. And that happened for several years. And I couldn't get over it. But when I jumped on the decks, I realized it's that I'm quite good at it. I picked it up pretty quickly, but when I perform on it, it actually helped me curb my stage fright, maybe by like 40%, which was good enough, you know, to perform, to get the ball rolling. So that is how I kind of got like wow, okay, maybe this is the way I can express myself through music is by DJing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, just to clarify, when you say decks, you're talking about the thingy, right?
Console.
For people that don't really DJ like me.
Yeah, like DJ decks.
Okay, then essentially, you know, when you talk about like you're quite good at it and stuff like that, what actually I personally also not very clear on it. What are the skills that you require to actually be a DJ? Because unlike most people believe, it's not just go out there and press play, right?
No,
There's a lot of like a beat matching or whatever kind of skills, right?
Yeah.
So what are some of these skills that someone requires in order to be a good DJ?
I mean, as to all jobs, there is soft skill and hard skills, right? Like technical skills and skills that you really cannot learn, but only through experience and really through a little bit of talent and an eye for it. It's the same analogy I would tell everyone. Anybody can cook, but whether it's nice or not is another thing.
Hey, correct. Ratatouille.
It's really
that's what I always tell people.
Anybody can cook, right? But anybody can DJ. Yes, that is very true. I will agree that with technology nowadays, it is true. Anybody can. And maybe that is the reason why, like what you mentioned, a lot of people without music background but love music jump on DJing, because that is the only venue and platform that they can use to express their musical ideas. It's like, I am not Gordon Ramsay.
You're correct.
Right, but I have an air fryer. Hey.
Still nice.
It facilitates me to bring out what I want to try. And there's no wrong in that. That's why I always feel like, as a DJ, it is one thing to be able to, yes, it consists of a playing button. You press the play button, you select the song. But let me tell you one thing, if I give 5 DJs 10 exact same tracks, it will come out with 5 absolutely different products. It's also how you mix it, where you mix it, your creativity, intuition behind it, how you pair the songs together, how you layer the songs. There is a lot of soft skills that you can't be taught. That comes with experience. Also, that is only when if you're talking about just baking the bun in the studio, no audience. But if you're in front of an audience, imagine using these 10 exact songs. You have to make the exact same 50 people dance.
Right.
Now that is a very different ballgame. How you are mixing it behind the studios and how you are presenting it, it's a totally different thing. And not everybody can present. People can conceptualize. That's why in a lot of big MNCs, there's a team, right? There's people who is the conceptualizing team, and then the people who present it. So how you present it, how you bring it to the crowd is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I like the way you're describing it. So let's talk about like soft skills aside, right? Like all the stage presence, reading the crowd and that kind of thing. What are some of these? Because like you said, equipment and technology has kind of transformed DJing in a part, right? Last time got no air fryer, right? So like I'm sure when you begin, it's a bit different from how it is now, right?
Very, very
different, right? So what are some of these skills that you needed? Because it's really about apart from understanding the equipment, like what kind of deck to get, I don't know, like your Pioneer or whatever, and like what's the difference between the skill sets, technical skill sets needed at that time and now?
Okay, firstly, you got to be very, very strong because in the past you have to, not my time, but maybe about 10 years before my time, they have to actually really carry crates of vinyls. At my time, I had to carry one set of vinyls only because of the time code technology, but I still had to spin on turntables, which means I had to bring my sound card, my laptop, my charger. It's a whole thing.
So there's like a real needle.
Yeah. So I started with that. So technical skill wise, definitely there is a lot more. In the past, beat matching can take you up to 2 years to really hone it super well. And it can take you up to 6 months even to really get it. Because there is no technology to assist you on it, right? Because beat matching is ultimately BPM, beats per minute. Like you have to match it, right? And it is, if it's 128.1, the technology today can show you 128.1.
Because it reads the BPM.
It reads, but in the past, you can't. You really need to use your hearing. It probably only show you 128, 129, but it doesn't show you the in-betweens. And it's something that you really need to it's a skill.
I see.
Yeah, it's really a skill. So that is one very major thing. And of course, music-wise, nowadays, music getting, at one point when EDM just came up, music were going up to 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes. In the past, when it was just hip-hop, it was like 2 minutes. And hip-hop, the way the genre evolved over time, different genre require different mixing skills. Like for hip-hop, you require to be very fast, very choppy, clean-cut, fast. And don't forget, in the midst of that, you still have to change your vinyl, decide on what song to play. It's a whole charade.
Right.
But now it's like, drag, search. Okay, I'm not saying that it's not good, but I'm just saying that if you make use of technology, now you can do so much more. Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like almost like flying a rocket or flying a plane. Like last time, like so many manual controls.
Now they say, pilot, now can close eye.
Correct.
Anyone can be a pilot. But you see, not anyone can be a pilot.
Correct. So nowadays, with technology, would you say that it's generally easier for somebody to learn how to be a DJ?
Definitely.
Then what is the draw to it then? If anybody can cook, right? Anybody can be a DJ. You just got there, everything the beat auto match for you. Then what is the skills? Apart from the soft skills, what is the technical skill you need to learn?
I think the thing is music has no rules. There's also a lot of guitarists in the world.
True.
But what makes some guitarists stand out is because their ability to be able to change their things on the spot, read the crowd, engage with the crowd.
Right.
And on top of that is your taste in music as well. I always tell people, like, as a DJ, right, it is our job as a DJ. If you go and search like DJ in the dictionary, right, it is actually, we are technically, in a not nice way, we are like a jukebox, right? What is our job? Our job is to make the crowd dance to tunes that they like, right? And so, but the thing is, to do that doesn't mean you have top 40s in your crates, like in your playlist means you are able to get the crowd dancing.
I see.
You know what I mean? Doesn't mean, because the way you imagine, if you got no soft skill, you just maybe mix Nicki Minaj with Backstreet Boys. I mean, unless you are some genius, that it kind of like makes sense. But if you know what I mean, like you need some of the experience as well, user experience. You need to also put yourself in the shoes of your crowd goer, the environment that day. And I tell you, it will even go down to whether the weather is hot or not. What are they drinking? Are they drinking Coke, or are they drinking Red Bull, or are they drinking vodka? It goes down to everything. Age group. And sometimes age group is also not a good justification of what you should play, because some people are actually more hip than others. What is their background? What's their background like? Are they expats? Are they rich old men? Are they, school kids?
So if I'm getting you right, what you're saying is, nowadays with technology, the technical skills becomes a lot easier to pick up.
It's only technical skills.
But the very hard part about a terrible DJ versus a good DJ is everything in between, about like the soft skills, like how you read the crowd, whether you can understand the crowd and what they want to hear.
And whether you have the ears for the remixes, for the music, whether you can spot trends, you can spot this, you can spot that. You must understand that you have to capture people's heart.
Which is the challenge, right? Because there is no like step 1, step 2, step 3. Everybody goes through a different process to learn.
Yes. And your mindset is very, very, very important, because some people go up with like, I'm the DJ, I set the rules. You want to dance or not? If not, but it's like you can if you are of a certain caliber. But fair a lot of us, we are not.
So if you are like Steve Aoki or something, then maybe.
To be honest, even Steve Aoki, I think he has to at a certain point, because the thing is, the crowds are getting more and more educated.
Correct. People are smart.
More and more educated. So they do have to do trends sometimes. Things like gimmicks, like the kick throwing is not, trust me, he don't want to do it. He probably do it because he know it gets people, it capture people cuts,
So it's being a DJ is not as easy as you just press the play button and then you press the play button and then you just vibe.
To be honest, if it's easy, then why isn't everyone doing it?
Yeah lah, true.
And it's also not easy to just press the play button. Yeah, it's not, because that play button consists of a lot of things. If I press play, are you even pressing play on the right beat or not?
Yeah, but that's the misconception, right? Especially those people who go clubbing and whatsoever, all they see from below the decks is just you vibing, ma. They don't really see the hard work that goes on behind practicing, learning all the beat matching.
But I guess it is same goes. I like to always compare this to like restaurants and F&Bs, because I don't know, because I like to cook, so I can relate.
Okay.
It's like if you go Din Tai Fung and then you eat 小笼包, do you go and talk about the chef who is, by the way, transparent, you can see what they're doing?
Correct, yeah.
Oh, 他拉那个 flour 很好. Ooh, he is doing the bao now. He's steaming at just nice 12 minutes. You won't do that.
Yeah, correct.
Right? You just eat. Right? So same goes for music. Like sometimes people go there, they don't think, they just want to enjoy the end product. And guess what? When the end product is not good, they complain to the manager.
Correct.
So it's like
so actually, if they don't talk about it, means you're doing a good job lah, because they don't even notice that you're doing it. They just enjoy.
I mean, definitely if the food is so good, you were like, wow, today's something on point. You know what I mean?
Right. But that's it. You don't like, oh, what's she doing?
Yeah.
Okay. There's something that I'm very curious about also, like as a DJ, especially for your journey. I think. Okay, let me try to put this in a very PC way. But essentially there are a lot of DJs everywhere in the world, like male DJ, female DJ, and whatever. And there is like a stereotype that, you know, a lot of times, right, there are a lot of female DJs that are there because they are very pretty, they look good, and it doesn't you know, take any skill or whatsoever, which I don't believe is true. But sometimes, like, you know, these stereotypes arise because a lot of female DJs, wow, shit, man, gonna get cancelled. But you know, like, there are female DJs out there that are go out there and they dress a little bit more revealing lah, or like they focus a lot on their aesthetic rather than the music. And if you just look at the crowd, you can see like there's just a whole bunch of guys that are there to see the pretty girl or whatsoever. And I feel like that's very, like, from my perspective, I feel like that's quite unfair, because I'm sure there are DJs out there that just, you know, aesthetic and stuff, but there are a lot of female DJs like yourself. You're obviously very well versed in the skills and the technical knowledge required to be a DJ. So the question is, has this stereotype, right, of like, oh, good looking female DJ don't have skill one, they just sell looks only, stereotype, like, affected you in terms of your career progression, and how did you deal with it?
It affected me a lot at the start of my career, but not because of this. Because when I started back in 2010, the female wave haven't started.
Okay.
I was actually the first, maybe one or two female DJs in Singapore, I would dare say. And it was such a phenomenon, right? Because it was a very, very male-dominated industry. And it didn't affect me in a way such that they think I have no skills, because I obviously, at that point, back then when technology wasn't so advanced, when I'm on the turntables, you know, I was on analog and everything. I think in the guys, like, some of their DJs hit is like, oh, like, what's going on? And like, is my job being threatened? Because I get it, because a girl is demand and supply, right? If a girl just stand on your deck when there's no other girls available, you would immediately feel, oh, she's a threat. But I didn't go through that at the start of my career. At the start, it was more of guys just thinking that I can't make it. But a lot of them became my very good friends. So for my for the first 3 years, it was a lot of proving people wrong, which was very tiring, but I enjoyed it, because I feel like every time I prove someone wrong, I level up. I level up, right? So when I go to a club, very simple. Usually, in the past, actually, maybe 10 years ago, we DJs actually have to set up our own setup. Nowadays, you don't have to. You just go in, plug and play. Now, you really have to go there. You have to unplug all the RCA, you know, do your own settings. It's a whole thing, right? So I have to go there, and usually the sound, like the AV guy will actually assist. But for me, they won't. On purpose. And I know, on purpose. It happened in Singapore, it happened in many other countries. Because they want to see, okay, I don't want to see whether you really, really know.
You got the liao or not.
But to be honest, it is really very bare minimum for a DJ to set up your own console. So if you don't even know how to set up, which I've seen many female DJs not knowing how to, I do get a bit disappointed as a female myself, because you are representing all female DJs here. And if you don't even know the bare minimum basic of setting up your own equipment, it's a bit embarrassing. Yeah, so they will throw me and sometimes they will even, like, you know, switch some stuff wrongly just to screw me over. I know, because I've seen it. That's why you have to be very street smart in this industry. But you also cannot be offended, because everyone is here to fight for themselves, right? And in any industry, it is quite cutthroat, especially the entertainment industry, especially. So I have went through all those where, you know, they purposely put the thing on reverse. So my turntable will go the other way, or they will change the speed of my turntable from like 45 to, you know, and then it's like they will like change my phono to a digital line just to see if I am skilled enough to understand the flow of equipment, which I do because I have a degree in music technology. That's all I do all day. You know what I do during my internship? I roll cables, okay? So like, so I managed to like pass all of that. And I think it's just gaining respect from the older DJs or more pioneer DJs. No wrong about that, you know, but it's just sometimes I wish that they didn't have to go so far, because it is still my rice bowl, right? You know. But yes, I did go through that Stereotype, not because of the sexy thing, but this one at first.
I see.
And then in 2014, 2015, 16, when the female wave started, I wasn't really much caught in it because I already prevailed above. I was already a DJ for like 6 years, 7 years already. So it wasn't hard to, and also I guess over time people start to understand your style. Like I have never worn anything revealing. Even when FHM asked me for a shoot, I told them if it's anything revealing, I'm not doing it. And for me as a female to stand up to a big magazine like FHM back then, it's telling. Like I have my own principle and moral, not because I feel sexy is not good. It's just not me. It's just not me. At the end of the day, this is business. It's the music business entertainment industry, which is like the world most corrupted and most drama. There's a lot of drama, a lot of politics, right? Everybody is just trying to, do well. And if some people, the thing about sexy DJs is that they are not DJs who are sexy. They are actually just businesswomen who found a way to make faster money by being a DJ. They're businesswomen who decide to become a DJ. See?
Correct.
Then, but for my side, I'm a musician. But they're coming from a very business point of view. I'm coming from a very music passion point of view. So it's a very different. Because there are DJs like Peggy Go and all this with 2 million followers, right?
Right.
She never once also do anything revealing.
Okay.
But with more followers than some of the best DJs in the world. So it is a potato thing.
I like what you're saying. So essentially, some of these DJs who like say a bit more revealing, they use their aesthetics as the main selling point. Is essentially you're it's just like you're approaching, everybody's approaching it as a business. You have different USP and whatever lah.
Correct.
Which is nothing wrong, like you said. But you are approaching it more from a passion musician point of view where like the priority for you is really to be able to convey and to enjoy the process of DJing rather than to generate a lot of revenue lah.
Yes.
So the question is, right, like you said, there's no wrong in how you choose to present yourself as a DJ, but do you think DJs who like their aesthetic and like the whole female DJ, sexy DJ thing is at the forefront rather than the skill, right? Do you think that affects other female DJs like you who actually, have technical skills and you go through the entire journey of rising above because of all the hard work and technical skill and do you think that actually affects you?
It does.
Yeah.
It does, but it does. Of course, they are competition. They are competitors, right? But I always tell people, it's very simple. I'm in for the long run. They are not. Right? They are going to only affect me for like maybe 3-4 years and then they are done. Especially after COVID, you can see a lot of them actually just stop. Because they found other revenues. Because why? They are businesswomen, right? They found other like Twitch or whatever, right? But for me, I always say this, my clients will never hire them, but their clients will hire me.
Your clients will never hire them. True. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Because it's a totally different value they are providing.
Different, yeah. And the clients who always pick me, they do actually prioritize music. There are clients out there who really do understand music, prioritize that, and they see that importance over the sexy thing. But you must always remember whenever you're sexy or you're an overnight phenomenon, right? The club will only hire you once and that's it. They will never hire you again.
I see.
Yeah,
because
so
you don't actually have the skill to execute the thing.
You are just how to say, like a gimmick for the club to like raise their business revenue. No wrong. Like we say, it's a business. And to them as well, it's just a business. But they charge that one time very high,
So you wouldn't feel like, I mean, even though it's competition, you wouldn't feel like, it's wrong to
I don't
be
think
like that.
it's wrong. I don't feel threatened by it, but I did lose shows to them. But then when you lose show to them and you ask the real question, if let's say for example we are both charging the same price but the client went for them, then the client don't really appreciate my music. And that's the client I don't want as well.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense because it helps you weed out the so-called not so good clients, which might probably give you problems.
Correct, because I have actually clients who gave me a lot of problems.
Of course.
Like said, why you never wear revealing a bit?
That is the main thing that I have trouble understanding, because it seems like with this female wave, a lot of people expect female DJ clients who don't understand music or whatever. They expect female DJs to be like, oh, female DJ means aesthetic, means sexy one. So like when they hire you, they expect you to be those, and they get upset when you don't do it.
I think also they have to do their research, right? If you type my name in Google, right, you don't see anything revealing. You know, it is, and also, I mean, it's in your portfolio, your press kit when you send out. You also have to make a very clear image of who you are. Yeah, and then they'll pick based on your image. Yeah,
I see. I mean, for you, because you have a lot of experience, you've been doing this for like more than a decade, and you are very clear on your values and who you are as a DJ. But not every DJ, especially those who just start out, have this anchor, right? This like clarity on like who they are, and sometimes you might just succumb to like the...
Oh, it's very easy to succumb.
Right? Because got money ma, right? kind of lah.
Yes.
Right? We're being honest here, right? Got money ma. So I mean, I was just wondering lah, like if you think as a female DJ that is a problem in the general industry, and is it something that female DJs should be a bit more aware of to generally uplift the reputation of female DJs?
The thing is, not all female DJs feel obliged to, because they are, like I said, they are just in for the money, for the business, for the fame, whatever, you know. But I just feel like and if you're talking about the overall entire industry, I don't think it has reached a point of detrimental. Not even close, because at the end of the day, general people are actually really, really quite educated nowadays. And they know that they are following certain DJs for clout or certain DJs for the...
Correct.
Because if you see on the biggest stage in the world, like Tomorrowland, EDC, it is still 90%, 98% male. Maybe one or two females.
I see.
And that one or two female, FYI, is not those sexy DJs, is the proper, really like good DJs. And of course, I want to say, doesn't mean you're sexy means you're not a proper DJ.
Correct.
You see?
Yeah.
So it really is how you like. We like to judge, right? Oh, she like that, and I don't listen now. Maybe she's just a sexy DJ. But the thing is, if you give it a listen, maybe you might be proved wrong, because some DJs, maybe they're really very good, but they just happen to like to be sexy. Wrong.
Yeah, correct.
It's their own body, style, right? Yeah. So that is like, it's like really at the end of the day, how us as consumer receive it and how we decide to go about judging them, right? Yeah.
It's business lah, right?
It's business,
right.
And it hasn't really, they have probably taken over the like very low ranking DJs. Like it's very easy to wipe the low ranking DJs out, in terms of like those new DJs who are only DJs for like 2 or 3 years, you know, DJs who only play other people's remixes. You know, there's different rank of DJ, I would like to say. Like those who produce their own originals, those who do renditions, do remixes, and those who take these remixes and they just play other people's stuff. No wrong, you're a DJ, is fine. But it's like those DJs who don't produce, who are actually getting easily affected by this thing. Because guess what? The sexy DJs, most of them who don't really do it for the music, are also doing the same thing. Yeah. Because you don't differ yourself from them. Yeah. So that is why you are getting, you know, because it's business, ma. If I can have a pretty girl or a normal looking chap play at my club for the same price, I'll choose the pretty girl.
Unless the normal looking guy has something that's very, very unique or different. Like maybe like your dead mouse or something, you know, like it's a...
Correct.
Okay, so the DJ scene, or rather the clubbing scene, nightlife scene, has just kind of slowly started to come back again because of COVID lah. There was a good like 2+ years of like nothing. And obviously that has affected your career, every musician, nightlife person's career lah. So I guess the question is, what do you do in that 2 years plus, and how did you deal with that?
It was a shocker, because when it first happened, everyone was like, just like maybe 3 months, 4 months. Everyone actually a lot of DJs were very happy, because you're like, oh yes, finally a break. Like, oh, then tired. You know, like there are DJs I know who spin every night, and it's so tiring for their ears, for their health. It's just... It was a very good... The first 6 months was fun, right? Like, wow, just stay home, everyone work from home, don't have to go to work, MC, you know, that kind of thing. But when it hit the 1 year mark, it started to get very straining and very real. That's when people started to like, when is this going to be over? You know, like when a lot of mental health issues started coming up. And a lot of DJs, they realized, oh, my savings running out, or like, wow, this is for real, man. There's zero show, nada, you know. And I think 2021 and 2022 was like so bad when they even closed for Chinese New Year and everything. But the thing is, this is where it's very crucial where passion actually really plays a very big part, because you will see a lot of DJs who did it for business got filtered out. They went on to do other businesses. Why? Because they are business people. Like not just girls, like guys as well. You know, they do home delivery food, or they went to sell some beauty product. You know, there's a lot of things they pivoted towards, and a lot of them actually made very good money, and they never came back. They never came back. I never saw them again. You know, and then, but there are some who I know who really, really just stayed true to their roots, to their what they love. Maybe some of them are in better financial situation, but some really are not. You know, but it was very tough because the government was giving a lot of projected, like, oh, okay, maybe we can open, but not for the nightlife, not for entertainment.
Yeah.
And we were the first to close.
Yeah. And the last to open.
Yes. So it was, but I think the industry gave us back some of like what we, like, you know, like compensation, because when the moment it opened last year, the events were so overwhelming, and they paid pretty decently. I mean, because of inflation as well, right? So we have to inflate our...
Okay.
It's like, you know, like people like revenge shopping, we have revenge, like, like
whatever.
You know. Yeah, so it was tough, but it was much needed. I feel it was very much needed for a lot of DJs in Singapore, especially in terms of their health and everything. A lot of them actually started families, got married, started families. Like I told all the DJs, this is the best time to have a family. Come join me.
Did anything change after the whole COVID thing? Anything different about what it used to be and now in terms of the nightlife or events?
Nightlife, everything have changed. The world has changed. Everything about marketing, everything you know before COVID, you throw it away. It doesn't work anymore. Somehow during COVID, this 2 years, it resetted the world, I feel. Like, I mean, the whole crypto thing is one. People are more receptive to technology. In Singapore, nobody use QR code. You use QR code, it's like, what are you doing? Are you in China? You know, but now it's like, where's your QR code? Can't you see I want to order from QR code? It's so different. And I mean, in terms of clubbing, because I always tell people it's a very weird time to be clubbing now, because there is a 2 years gap. So the 18 years old never clubbed before, who are now 20, 21, 22, right? And then you have this bunch of 20, 21, 22 who has never really clubbed before. And the new 18s coming together. The 18-year-old will definitely look up to the 20, 21 to like, oh, what should we do? Is there a guest list? Is it must queue here? You know what? Like, what's the protocol? But guess what? They don't know.
Because they also never clubbed before.
So it's like the blind leading the blind. And then you have the older ones. Guess what? The 23, 24, 25 ones. But back then, they only clubbed for 2 years. You see? Who are also not that experienced. And then you have the older ones like me who quit because during COVID, guess what? A lot of us actually just stopped and like, hey, actually drinking at home is my jam now, man.
Yeah.
You know, like
it's called growing up lah.
It's called growing up. No, COVID really have a lot of part to play in this because it really reset your body. You are forced to do it, you see. In the past, to be honest, to quit clubbing for people, like I know some people who really club every week. They can't stop. Because it's like a habit. You have to, it's like smoking, right? It's like addiction.
Correct.
It's like FOMO. I have to get out. If not, I am not relevant anymore. But because of COVID, it totally cut their mindset. You know, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. But you see, then now it changes the whole clubbing culture because you don't have enough people. I'm not trying to say that we should educate people in clubbing, but I'm trying to say that if you want to club, there's a clubbing culture that it's nice to have in Singapore. Like when all the way from Zouk Jakim, when there was like, you know, the bridge drinking. And actually there's a lot of clubbing etiquettes that they don't know, you know? You know, and it's quite sad to see that it's being lost through this 2-year gap.
Right.
Yeah, so there isn't much essence. The clubbing essence is gone. Like if now you ask me to go clubbing, I would think twice, thrice. I will be like, it's like, but why?
Right.
Because last time, guess what? When we go clubbing, there's a community.
Right.
It's like when you go, you will know. Okay, you know what to do. Like okay, today there's this resident. You will know the resident DJs. Like we supported our local DJs so much, but now it's not. Now it's like guest DJ every other week at the big clubs, and it's so expensive. You go out, it's $200 for sure. How is an 18-year-old supposed to come out with $200 a night? And that's probably not even drinks included. It's like cover charge or cab fare.
Just going in only, yeah.
Just going in, you know, and then you queue up, have one drink, and then that's your night. That's not very fun. In the past, it's like wow, we go holiday in, you know, we try to buy our ice in a plastic bag and the cup. Then the auntie will swing the IC. Then we had to go to the bridge and then we drink. And after that, you show up, then you queue up, you pay your dues, we paid our dues, we queue up, and then we go in, we have our 1-for-1 jugs, you know, and last time we go in at like 10 plus 11. Nowadays, like I think 1 a.m. people are still not there. You know, right? Because it's like they're so young and like they don't really understand. Like, I think clubbing is really an experience. Like it's really that there is essence and a culture to it, but it was lost during COVID, which was very sad. Yeah, I'm very sure if you put a bunch of like 30 to 35-year-old in a club with another bunch of like 18 to 23,
it's completely different.
I will tell you, the 18 to 23 will actually be like, wow, they're having so much fun. Trust me.
So you think that the general 2 years of like no clubbing has kind of completely eradicated Singapore clubbing culture and completely changed it.
Last time it's like, hey, want to go or not? Hey, ladies, I got free drinks at Butter Factory. Let's go queue up, right? Wow, got 1-for-1 $1 what at Double O. Wow, let's go. Wow, helipad got this.
Right.
And you can go on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Nobody cares because it's just, we know the music gonna be good. Who's the DJ? Some local DJs we don't know. Actually, a lot of people know our local DJs, like the very old school one, like Ghetto and Eclipse and Coflow, all this, right? They know, and they know where to find them. And it's very nice because you can see that the different groups of people, they go to the DJs they like, which is what DJing is about essentially. You like hip hop, you go there. You like EDM, you come here. You like R&B, you go here. There is a room for a different place.
Right.
That's why Jakim Zouk was so successful, right? Because they have Velvet Underground, they have a wine bar, they have, Future and all this. But now it's just, today which guest DJ playing? Oh, Sai is coming, okay. Right. Or Rain is coming, okay. It's like, how about our local DJs? What is our local clubbing scene? If somebody, a tourist, were to come to Singapore and go clubbing, how is it different from their country? It's not anything different now. It's just,
So there's a very big cultural change in the clubbing scene and nightlife scene generally. That's actually very interesting. I've never heard this perspective from, I don't know everybody.
That is just my point of view.
But I mean, I don't really know anybody who goes clubbing now anyways. So I never heard this perspective, which I think is quite cool because it's not just about support local DJ kind of thing. It's an entire cultural thing. It's not just about the local DJs, but also about the club goers, the consumers, and they don't fully get to maybe experience the 100%
Singaporean experience. Last night it used to be like you have to go to Jakim Zouk and queue up for the first time, and then you're like, oh, my clubbing virginity is gone. That is like everybody's, all Singaporeans.
Rite of passage.
Rite of passage, yes, correct. But now, it's not there anymore, but it's fine. But there is still a lot of other clubs. But then there is certain, how to say, like actions or like little things. Like, last time it's always like, we must have the banger and mash, or like we must go to Nana after that. It's a culture thing. Like, you know where to find everyone. It's a very nice, small little community that is very nice and friendly. It's very warm.
I wonder, I have no idea, but I just wonder where this will lead to, and I wouldn't know but maybe you keep me updated to see how it goes.
I cannot update you so I'm always home asleep by 10.
Yeah, maybe let's talk about that. So in you're one of these people that in this COVID period you have a kid, you had a kid.
Yes, I have.
So you built your family.
Yes.
and you are not a 9 to 5 worker. Okay, none of us really are lah. But there are, most people are, right? They build their family, they go to work lah in the office at 8 a.m, they go home at 6 p.m, and they see their kid or whatsoever. But your job doesn't exactly allow you to have that kind of flexibility, which is quite contradicting, because like if you would think that as a DJ there's a lot of flexibility in the job, right? But your hours are a little bit all over the place lah. Like sometimes on weekends, if a client has a fashion runway, then you gotta go.
Yes.
So how are you managing your life as a mother and your life in your professional career as a entertainer / DJ?
Because my kid is in school, he's 3 years old, so his school is from 7 to 7. So usually I start my day after I drop him at school. I'll go to the gym, I'll go to the office, I will have my meetings, I'll have my filming, whatever. Actually, the thing is, I don't really have as many shows as a lot of people think. I maybe have like 3 shows a month, 4 shows at best,
right?
And that is about once a week or once every fortnight, which is not a lot.
I see.
Yeah, so and a lot of these shows are usually on a weekend or on a weekday night. It's it's always after 6 p.m.
Right.
But usually nowadays all the events I do always end before 12. So it's not too bad. It's not too bad.
Okay.
Yeah. And for me, I always have this rule is that I settle everything I need to do at work, about work, emails, invoices, IG post, schedule. Like everything is done. The moment I pick my son up at about 6,
you're done already.
I'm done. I will not look at my phone. Rarely, hardly.
Right.
But I will spend that 3 hours with him before he sleeps. He sleeps at 10 p.m. every night.
That's pretty late for a 3-year-old, isn't it?
It's very late. But I've been trying to improve. Last night he slept at 9:30, so I'm like, yay. He used to sleep at 1 a.m, okay? You know why? Because before that, when there was no school, he only sleeps for 10 hours. So if he sleeps at like 9, he will wake up like at 4, 5 p.m. Which is like not for me. Like I can't,
correct.
So he adjusts to my time, which was how I get by. But now it's more of like prioritizing, right? Like work is work. Before 7 is all work. After 7 is all him. For only 3 hours, it's only 3 hours, right? Just focus on him, make his dinner, shower him, read him a book, play with him, whatever, put him to bed. And then that's okay on a daily basis. But on days when I can't be around, I mean, I got my mom, I got my sister, I got my helper. It's quite manageable. Yeah.
So what happens, or not what happens, you just mentioned that you don't do as many gigs as you used to, right? Ever since COVID also. You were doing like maybe at most once a week type of thing. So what else what other things do you do apart from taking care of your kid?
I teach.
You teach DJing?
I teach DJing. Yeah. I also do a little bit of consultation. Like for example, if like a club or like a venue or an event or company, they need someone to consult about music directions or music or talent booking, or like, I'm opening this space. I don't know about music. Can you jump on and like just advise us, like advisor? How do we go about doing this? Should we do like a Wednesday hip hop night or Thursday, whatever, right? So it's a lot of like market research and then inputting my valuable experience for them to help their business grow. So I do a little bit of that as well.
Actually that makes a lot of sense, because you understand the DJs, you understand the consumers, and you understand the general environment and scene. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, I mean, to be essentially consultant for like the nightlife scene.
Yes, nightlife.
Type of thing lah. Okay. Wow. So I guess this is enough to keep you busy already lah.
Very busy, because amidst of that, I'm also like writing my originals. I'm also producing a lot more now. So that is like, when you're writing originals and you're producing something new, it takes a lot out of you, of time, try and error, and also social media is a whole different ballgame after COVID as well.
Right.
With the new TikTok algorithm and everything, it's just a lot to like handle.
Do you do like would you consider yourself somewhat of an influencer also? Like you do brand deals and stuff?
I don't really do brand deals actually.
Oh, okay.
I only do like certain brands which I really use it. Or I really like, I'm like, oh, I've been looking at this. And then just nice they contact me, like, oh, okay. But I don't advocate myself as, I'm an influencer.
Why? I'm just curious.
Why? Because it's very simple. Influencer, I always have I have very good analogies for a lot of things. If today TikTok and Instagram disappears and your career disappears, you are an influencer. But I'm not. My career is still there. Untouchable.
Right. I see. So essentially your career is, the core of it is still being a DJ and being a musician, and all the followers that you have gained and whatsoever is because of you being a DJ lah, and just so happened that you have a bit of influence.
Yes, correct. It just so happened that I am also able, I mean, definitely if you have a following, you can influence people, and you should. Just like all the big celebrities, they influence people to like recycle more or like save the earth, whatever, right? You should be doing that kind of things. But I'm saying that if someone say, are you influencer? I'm like, no, I'm not.
Right, because most people who end up having an influence, like you, whether whatever avenue, whether being a DJ or being a host or whatsoever, they end up having influence because of the following they've built. A lot of them that I know would make brand deals one of their major revenue sources, because it's quite...
Oh no, that is definitely good. But you see, it's like the same, right? I'm a DJ who can influence, but I'm not an influencer who DJs.
Agreed. Okay, so it's two different things to you. And you don't exactly, I guess, subscribe to the idea of, you need to make another bigger income source from brand deals. Like, you're happy with what you're doing and
brand deals is not my main source of anything.
I see.
Yeah.
Because for people with influence, usually brand deals is the main source, right?
Yes, but if you become so big, right? But for me, music is still a very big chunk of music is still actually 90% of my income.
Right. So essentially, you would rather spend that time working on your originals, working on your songs and whatever.
And in the midst, if like a brand comes and like, do you wanna jump on it? And if it's in line with my direction and everything, I'm like, okay, why not?
Right.
Yeah.
So you don't actively go and negotiate brand deals.
No, I don't know how to negotiate. I don't think brand want me.
I don't believe that's true, but okay, understand. So if you do work with brands, it would be to DJ at their live event, their launch.
Correct.
So it's still the core of what you do.
Correct. Yeah, like for latest, I DJed for Christian Dior.
Oh, nice.
Which is very, very cool. Yeah, so that's like one of the things that I just DJed for Levi's. All these are brands.
Correct.
Yes, they do sponsor me, like my outfits or whatever.
Right.
But that's about it.
I see.
But the main core of income is because I am DJing for them. I am providing a service for them as well.
Right. So they pay you for your service, not to post that nice photo on Instagram or whatever.
It's just nice if their DJ wear their brand, you know.
Of course. Yeah, it only makes sense. Yeah. Okay, man, thank you so much for sharing. I think there are quite a few things that I personally learned today also about what it takes to be a DJ, some of the stereotypes, and also about how the cultural clubbing concept has kind of completely changed because of COVID and stuff like that. And appreciate the sharing. You also run a DJ school, right? So if anybody who is listening is interested to become a DJ or is interested to learn how to DJ, where can they find you or your school?
You can just DM me on my Instagram account.
You reply? You reply people's DMs?
I reply every.
But don't you have like a lot of don't you have a lot of random people
I
DMing you, asking you random crappy?
A lot. I mean, I filter those out.
Okay.
You know, but I have OCD, so I like to clear all my inbox.
So you do for genuine questions and whatever you do reply.
I do have conversation with my followers as well, which was very nice.
Oh, I think that is amazing because I do marketing and I work with like people like influencers and whatnot also, and a lot of people don't do that, which is very not very good because it's about building your community and all of that, right? I have
received so many jobs and so many inquiries via DM, and it's so wasted if you didn't.
If you just ignore.
Yeah, it's the new email.
Right. Yeah, correct. Agree.
Technology.
Yeah, nobody emails anymore.
It's the new email, okay?
Right.
You know, like if you go clubbing now, it's like, don't need to take a number, just follow your Instagram. It's the same.
True. Very
You get to communicate to that person's phone.
Okay, so if somebody is interested to learn DJing or explore more, understand about culture, nightlife culture, where can they find you?
They can find me at @_TINC music.
On Instagram,
yes,
TikTok,
on Instagram, TikTok. On Instagram, you have my link tree, so it links to everywhere.
Oh, nice. Okay, nice. Okay, thank you so much, Kate or Tink, DJ Tink.
Thank you
for sharing today. And we will see you on the next episode of One Day at a Time. Peace.